Now, basically, as you know, that the broader objective of this course is to help you write a basic level research proposal, research paper. And in order to write that research paper, the first step for you is to write a research proposal, which is a plan for the research that you want to undertake. And your first assignment for the course also would be a research proposal that you will write. Okay, so developing a research proposal, the learning objectives to identify the steps in developing a research proposal, choosing a topic, and formulating a research question and a working thesis, and then develop a research proposal. Choosing a topic. Now, there are various steps involved in choosing a topic as well. These are the steps. First of all, identify a potential topic. By potential topic, we mean a topic on which you can carry out research. Not all topics are researchable. How will you know whether a topic is potential or not? You will know it from the guidelines from your instructor. In all the courses that you take, always apprise yourself, make yourself aware of the guidelines.
You can make like a proper close-ended question on it.
Okay, back to this. I think some mic was on mute. All right, I'm back to it. So make yourself aware of the guidelines which your instructor gives to you, and think of the topic within those guidelines. Also, while choosing a potential, looks like if your mics mute, they seem to be all mute. It might be some bug running around maybe. Anyways, going back to the presentation. Okay, so you also need to watch for your interest while choosing a topic. So when you choose a topic for your paper, you commit yourself to write a paper over a semester. So basically, you need to keep studying one and the same topic for such a long time. And you need to keep writing about it for a long time. So make sure that you are interested in that topic so that you don't feel demotivated along the way. So when you are on choosing the topic, a strategy, which of course is an old strategy, we are already aware of that. It helps over here as well, which is to brainstorm. So brainstorm and think of the possible topics on which you would like to write your paper. On the next slide, I will give you my instructions, or I will give you my guidelines as an instructor for this course. You should keep those guidelines in mind. You should also keep your interest in mind when you start brainstorming. So as the result of brainstorming, you should be able to generate those ideas on which you can write your paper. Again, those ideas should be according to the guidelines of the instructor, and they should also keep in mind, they should also be relevant to your interest. Now, here is an example of a possible topic on which you might like to write, or somebody might like to write a paper. A potential topic could be the negative effects of soft drinks. It is an example that I'm sharing with you. Now, while brainstorming a topic, after you have brainstormed quite a number of topics and you review those topics once again, and you choose to have this topic as the final topic to write your paper on? Well, you need to apply another criteria on this topic before you can finalize it. This is the next criteria. You should be able to narrow this topic so that it actually becomes researchable. The topic as it is written over here, the negative effects of soft drinks, this is not, okay, so this is not a researchable topic as it is. Let me explain to you why is it not researchable. This topic is not researchable because this topic is too broad. In what sense is it too broad? It is too broad in two senses. One, it says the negative effects. There is such a big variety of negative effects. There could be negative effects on body, there could be negative effects on health, physical health, negative effects on psyche, on behavior of people, on relationships, on academic performance, on athletics, so on and so forth. So which particular negative effects one wants to study under this topic? It's not clear from the topic. So the topic is too broad. Also, when the topic says the negative effects of soft drinks, the negative effects on whom? It's a big word, right? So what is the subject of your study? Where do you want to study the negative effects? The negative effects on children, on adults, on grown-ups, on women, on men, on school-going children, on athletes, right? It's not clear over here. Similarly, which part of the world you want to pay attention to? You want to pay attention to the people in the city of Lahore, or people in Pakistan, or people in some other part of the world, right? So the topic is too broad because it does not specify what kind of negative effects one wants to study, and the topic does not specify on whom the negative effects are to be studied. Therefore, a topic like that, even if it could be a good topic, it needs to be narrowed down. So when you narrow this topic down, you might like to narrow it down in this manner. You might say the effect of soft drinks on the academic performance of school-going children. Now consider this topic that I just spoke to you. The effects of soft drinks on the academic performance of the school-going children. So what are you doing over here? You are reducing reducing the scope and the breadth of your topic to just one kind of negative effects, which is academic performance. Effects on the academic performance, nothing else. Also, you are reducing the population you want to pay attention to. You are just saying the school-going children. So this way, you can narrow down your topic so that you can actually conduct research on it. So if you have a topic like this, which is sufficiently narrowed down, then you can manage this topic within the given time. Let me explain this to you a little more. If you choose your topic if you narrow your topic like this, that is the effects of soft drinks on the academic performance of the school-going children. Now, you you have to get in touch with school going children. You can interview those school going children. You can separate the ones who consume soft drinks from the ones who do not consume soft drinks, right? And then you can get hold of the chart of their academic performance, maybe their progress reports from their schools. And you can make a comparison and contrast and see how do the soft drink consumers perform in academics and how do the non-consumers of soft drinks perform in academics, right? And from there you can draw your conclusion. This way, the research is manageable, it is doable. But look at this topic again on the slide, the negative effects of soft drinks. It is such a broad topic. You don't know what kind of effects you will study. You don't know where will you study them, right? So that is what we mean by narrowing our topic. Sometimes in order to narrowing our topic, we have to do some preliminary research as well. Preliminary research has two different kinds. One way is that you do some free writing. Free writing is very helpful in narrowing our topic. So you have a topic in your mind like this, the negative effects of soft drinks. Write about it, whatever comes to your mind. And then reread what you wrote down. And try to see if you are able to find something very specific in this broader topic. The other way of doing that is to research some material. By material, I mean some online blogs, some materials in the form of newspaper, magazines. Look around what other people are writing about this particular topic, the effects of soft drinks. You might notice after reviewing 4 or 5 pieces, after reviewing maybe a few editorials, a few magazines, a few websites, you might notice that many of the newspapers or many of the articles are dealing with the issue of obesity. That is the effect of soft drinks on the obesity level of the consumers. So that might strike you as an idea which is narrowed enough and on which you can write your paper. Now you might notice that this idea comes to you from some preliminary research, but that is why we do that research, right? So this strategy of preliminary research saves us from blindly choosing a topic and just sticking to it and not being able to carry it out in the form of a paper. So narrow your topic both by preliminary research and by free writing. Okay. Now, how does the brainstorming work? Because that is what I told you as a strategy to choose your topic. Now, look at this graph. I put history in the middle of the oval. History is the broader field in which I'm interested. You should do the same thing for your own topic. You might like to put psychology over here, or philosophy over here, or social issues over here, politics over here. And then think of the possible topics which come to your mind and put those topics, over here along with these graphs, along with these lines. All right, put those topics. I will suggest at least put 5 to 7 topics over here related to your, field of interest. Now here is a very special instruction for this course. The topic that you put over here, those topics should be a controversy. What does that mean? That means those topics should have room for debate. A controversial issue, an issue on which some people speak opinion A and some other people speak opinion B. So one example in history could be the event of 1857. I'm sure many of you know that in the subcontinent, 1857 is marked as a very important year because that was the year when some Indian soldiers, they started a war against the British. Those who are pro-Britain or pro-British, they believe that it was a mutiny against the British. But those who are pro-India, they believe that this war was war of freedom. So same event, but people have opposing views about that. What does that mean? That means that this event is controversial or some controversy is involved in this particular event. All right. Therefore, you can take the War of 1857 in the subcontinent as a topic of your paper. Now, here is an activity for you that you have to do after the class, but before the next class. And you have to share with me your responses at the beginning of the next class. Here is the activity. Set a timer for 5 minutes and then use brainstorming to create a list of topics you would be interested in researching for a paper about a particular controversy. All right. Assuming that you have a topic with you now, after brainstorming process, you had a list of the topics, you reviewed them, you finalized one topic, and that topic was a controversy at the same time. The next step for you in the process of writing your research proposal is to have a research plan. In order to have a research plan, you need a few more things. The first thing that you need is a research question. Just the topic is not enough. Why? Because topic is not big enough to explain many things. You cannot put much in a topic. So you need a research question. The research question clearly states what are you going to explore in the paper that you plan to write. So for the example that I gave you related to the consumption of soft drinks, a research question could be something like this. How do soft drinks affect the academic performance of the school-going children? So this research question, let me put it down it for you. How do the soft drinks, affect the academic performance of the school-going children? Now, just imagine if you have this question in front of you, you have to, in the whole paper, just respond to this question. So your paper is a research into exploration of the effects of soft drinks on the academic performance, so that you should be able to reach a conclusion. Now, a research question can also be accompanied by sub questions. The sub questions are the sections of your planned paper. Please look at this question. How do soft drinks affect the academic performance of the school-going children? A sub-question for this research question can be, why do the children get motivation to consume soft drinks? Or how do the children get motivation to consume soft drinks? That could be a sub question. Under this question, you might like to explore, is it the advertisement in school about soft drinks which motivates the children to consume the drinks? Or is it because the drinks are too cheap and all the kids can afford it? Or is it because all the grown-ups in their family consume soft drinks and therefore the kids also follow their grown-ups? So this could be a sub-question. You can have further sub-question. I will suggest you have 4 to 5 sub-questions, but all those sub-questions must be relevant to this main question. Here is activity 2 for you to do. Using the topic you selected, okay? So you selected a topic over here in activity 1, okay? Using the topic you selected, write your main research question and at least 4 to 5 sub-questions. Check that your main research question is appropriately complex for your assignment. So what does this last statement mean? Appropriately complex. By that we mean that the answer of your research question should not be obvious. Let me go back a little bit. Look at this question again. How do soft drinks affect the academic performance of the school-going children? How do they affect? In order to find an answer, you need to do some research. Let's suppose we state this question in another way. And the question is, do soft drinks affect the academic performance of the school-going children? Probably the answer is yes. And we can say yes even without conducting any research, right? From the information that we already have about soft drinks, we have some understanding of the effect of soft drinks on the academic performance of the children. So a question like this, do soft drinks affect the academic performance of school-going children? That question will have an answer, yes. So what? We don't need much research in order to respond to this question. But if you phrase the question the way I have done over here, how do soft drinks affect the academic performance of the school-going children? But that requires some research. How does it happen? Is it too much content of the sugar which affects? Or is it the carbureted water which affects the internal body functions? What is it? So how will require detailed response? For that you will have to do some research. You'll have to read some articles written by the people and reach a conclusion. that this is how the academic performance is affected. So therefore, make sure that your research question does not have an obvious answer. If it has an obvious answer, then it doesn't require any research. So research question should be a research question. Now, so far we have discussed that in order to write your research proposal, you need to have a topic. You can choose a topic through some brainstorming. And after you choose your topic, you need to narrow it down. After you narrow it down, you need to have a research question. The next thing that you need for your research proposal is called a thesis statement. Thesis statement states what your paper will debate about. What will you prove through the research that you want to carry out? So you need to write that statement as well. For example, for the soft drinks research question, that is a research question. But as a thesis statement, you can write a statement like this. The consumption of soft drinks adversely affects the academic performance of the consumers. Now, this statement clearly tells us what the paper is going to argue, what the paper is going to debate about. So, and this is just an example, okay? So in the rest of the paper now, you are just going to follow this one statement, thesis statement, which is that the effects of soft drinks on academic performance are adverse, they are negative. So after you have done all this work, that is, you have a topic, you narrow down the topic after brainstorming, and then you wrote your research question, you wrote sub questions, and then you wrote a thesis statement as well. Now you are ready to write your research proposal. Your research proposal should have these things in it. A summary of the preliminary work that you have done so far. What did you do so far? You found a topic, okay. How did you narrow it down? Did you do any preliminary research to narrow it down? Describe that, what you did for that. Your research proposal should have a research question in it. It should also have related sub-questions in it. It should have a working thesis statement in it. And then it should tell what is the value of researching the topic on which you want to conduct research. We haven't talked about this point previously. So please note that this is something additional in writing the research proposal. That is, what is the value of, why do you want to research this topic? And then finally, what is your plan to gather information to write the paper on this particular topic? Will you gather the information from internet? Will you visit any library? Where will you get the books from? Where will you get the articles from in order to write this paper? You don't need to give the list of the resources. Just mention how will you find that information. You know, sometimes students are so excited, well, we will read number of books, but when it is actually time to read it, they will tell their professor, well, I'm not able to find all those resources. Okay, so make sure that the plan that you write over here, that is workable for you. And then students, here is an example of research proposal. Okay, I'll share these slides with you. You should be able to download it, read it on your own. You will need this research proposal model to write your own proposal. Okay, I'm not assigning you the assignment right now to write your research proposal. Your assignment are activity 1 and activity 2. Before the next class, you will share responses to activity 1 and activity 2 in the next class. And then in the next class, I will give you the assignment of writing a research proposal, and that will be a graded assignment. All right. So you can just read this sample before the next class, just in case you have any question about it. All right. So this is the end of today's